Okay, well, hello and welcome to a brief video tutorial on how to do an ILS approach onto a runway with limited visibility and no visual flight rules. And to do that, we're going to use the Pilatus PC-24 aircraft. And we're going to be landing on Spokane International Airport, KGEG. And just to make things really simple, we're just going to start airborne from our departure. Set as departure, just about 12 or 13 miles from the airport, and we'll set runway 3 as the arrival. And I know that runway number 3 has an ILS approach on it, but not all runways do. So we've got that set up. On the EFB, we can verify our flight plan, our starting waypoint, destination, and it does say the approach is going to be VFR. We want to change that to be an ILS. However, if we change it here, it doesn't seem to have any effect on the plane. We have to reload this plan once we get into the aircraft. Maybe it's something I'm missing or it's a bug, but we can also manually key it into, which I'll show you. So we will go ahead and get started. And we do have, so we do have some cloud cover here. So I'm going to go ahead and set my vertical speed control to be -4 degrees just so we can pitch the aircraft down. And the nose is coming down. And I'm going to go ahead and just pause it real quick just so we've got a little bit more time. We're so close to the runway. I am going to bring my gear down in flaps just right away just to get them there. And I'm going to come over here to the autopilot. And I'm just going to set my altitude just so we've got that in there. That's below, I believe that's below the altitude of the runway, but it will be okay because we're just going to have the aircraft descend down so it catches the glide slope and the plane's going to land itself. So we'll turn the flight director on. We'll set the airspeed to be about 150 for the approach, but once we land we will reduce it to about 116 to 120. This runway is pretty long, so it won't matter a whole lot. But if we come down here to the MFD, we don't have any flight plan set up, so let's just key it in manually. KGEG, destination and origin are the same in this case. Go ahead and click on that and set the arrival for the appropriate runway. And we are done. So that's how to manually key that part in. We could come in here to the flight plan here and load and send to avionics. This button will work at this point since we're in the aircraft, but we are done with that step. And now all we have to do is set the approach mode right here, and we will set our navigation select once, and we'll bring the plane back into flight, and we are essentially done. Hands-free, the plane's going to land itself. So if we look over here to the primary display, you'll see here that we are at 6,700 feet descending at a rate of about 2,000 feet per minute, which is a pretty fast descent. But if you look over here, our little blue glide slope indicator is on turned to purple. It's going to hit the center detent and will lock on to the vertical orientation of the airport so that we're maintaining that 3-degree glide slope all the way down to the runway. And this other center line is showing us our orientation to the runway. So we're pretty much already set up spot on to land perfectly, totally hands-free. And the plane will land itself, but I will make sure that I have, I will maintain or make some minor adjustments as it gets right down to the runway there. So we're looking good. This is a really fun plane to fly. I've been flying it quite a bit in the career mode, but I'm not used to these screens. It kind of has a different interface for the systems information and the situational information here. It wasn't so intuitive from the other planes that I've flown, but I'm still learning these. But this will give you an idea on how to use an ILS approach in any weather conditions. So just to speed this up, I'm going to use the sim rate time acceleration to get us up there. And as we get closer, I will drop the airspeed down just a bit. And I'm going to drop the airspeed down to about, I would just make it 118. Just above the stall speed there. And we'll bring it in. Once that plane touches down, it will disengage the autopilot. Although we could disengage it ourselves just before we do the landing, but I'm just going to leave it on. Clear to touchdown. Use the sim rate again. Do a slight rotation and let it touch down. Autopilot disengages. Spoilers come up. And we'll hit the brakes. Okay. Well, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.